you? I hope that you guys are all doing absolutely amazing. So I have 3 completely unrelated objects for you today. Objects, projects, items, I don't know, call them whatever you want. But I have been putting together a bunch of items for Halloween, but it would be all links. And so as I was doing that, I was like, well, maybe you guys don't want just links. Maybe you would want to be able to actually see the product. So if that's what you guys are wanting, if you want to just have a video with links of items that you could be making for Halloween, let me know, because I do have it already. I just didn't upload it because I wasn't sure if that was what you were wanting. So let me know, please, and I will get that for you if that is something you're wanting. But one of the things that I did find my daughter had sent to me, because it was something that she was wanting, and it is this bandana. Now, in the picture that she sent me, it had jack-o'-lanterns on it, but she said that she wanted just pumpkins. And I'll tell you, this one did not have a link to any patterns. It was just a picture. And so I had to kind of figure out how to do this on my own, how to take the round and turn it into a square. So this was a little bit of tinkering, I guess I would say. And I was trying to figure out, like, in a granny square, how many stitches you have to start. And that's what I did to start my pumpkin. So I did the 12, because you have your 3 and 3 and 3 and 3, right? It's 12, and then I doubled it. And then to be able to keep the rounded shape, when I started doing the double crochets into those stitches, I did it into the back loop only, so that way I could keep the outline of the pumpkin. And I just did individual stitches. So I just did, instead of clusters, I just did a double crochet into each of the things. And then where I would want to put my my little gaps in between the clusters, I just did a chain there. So if you want me to write up the pattern for this, I will do that and put that together for you. But this was the first thing that I did, was just this bandana for her with the little pumpkins. It did take me a bit because, like I said, it was kind of some trial and error in figuring out how to put it all together. But that was the first one, just this cute little pumpkin bandana. And like I said, you can make it into a jack-o'-lantern. You could even do it like this and then stitch the face on with like embroidery floss instead of having to try and figure out how to put that into your stitches. So that was the first one. And then I found the cutest pattern for a sweater for my grandson. He really likes Bluey, but he likes Bingo. And this pattern was for Bluey and Bingo for this sweater. And I will link the pattern below, but there are parts of it that aren't right. So here's the sweater. Let me like back up a little bit. So here's the sweater, and then it has on the hood, it has little ears, but one side is Bluey and one side is Bingo, and it's just your Hexagon cardigan. So that part's really easy. The thing is, on the pattern, it doesn't explain it doing the granny stitch as you keep going. It has where you would just go in double crochet rounds, which is not how I know how to do a hexagon cardigan. And so I just did it how I know. I just continued to lengthen it with the granny stitch. So if you do this, do it the way that you would do just your regular hexagon cardigan. And then this, to join it, I did a mattress stitch so that way it was pretty invisible. And I just did, let me see if I can pull this. I just did a cream color, so that way I wasn't going too dark. And like once you have it all laid out, you don't really see it anyway. So, and then just for reference again, the directions that they gave for the hood, again, were just like straight rounds of double crochet. But if you looked at the picture, they were the granny stitch. So this took me a little bit to figure out how to do so that way I could make it all match and follow the picture. So I'll link, like I said, I'll link the pattern below. It is super cute. I really love it. I didn't put any buttons or anything on it. I don't think it really needs it. But I did do a couple little tweaks for my own personal preferences when I was doing the hood and everything. So just keep that in mind if this is something that you're wanting to do straight through, or if you want to like kind of follow the picture. It was a little confusing to me because I was trying to follow the directions and make it look like what the picture was, and it wasn't matching up, and then I finally realized why that was. But super, super cute. I did do exact measurements to Mateo, so for his arm length and for like his body length. And then other than that, I just kind of looked up a 3T sweater size. So it doesn't give you like any changes for how many you would need to be able to make a specific size. So you would have to look that up. If you need help with that though, just let me know and I'll send you what it was that I had found. So that's really cute though, little sweater, Bluey bingo sweater. And then the last thing, I was visiting my sister because I went down to Arizona for a bridal shower. And she has like so many cool things in her house. I get like so distracted because there's just so many things to look at. And across her living room, she had this cake of yarn, and I saw a picture of a pattern, and it's one that you get from Michael's where you just tear it off the sheet, right? And it was for the Karen latte cake, and it was for a winter bucket hat. Look at this. Is this not so cute? Like, so I took a picture of the pattern, but I'm sure that you can since it's a free pattern, I'm sure you can find it other places. I will search around and see what I can find to link below, but I just went off of the picture of the piece of paper. And this is how much I used. This is the actual cake that I used. She told me to just take the cake, so I did. So I still have not bought any yarn, just in case y'all were wondering. And there's so many cute things coming out. I'm having a hard time. But this was it. It took almost nothing to make this hat. Now, to me, this hat it's a little big, in my opinion. So, when I was making it, I almost felt like I had done one too many rounds, and I followed this pattern exactly, exactly. I didn't make any modifications or anything. So I think that I'm going to do another one and do one less round, and see how much of a size difference that makes. But this is so cute, and I think I actually like this better than a beanie, but I'll let you know. So I'm gonna make another one. Once I've done it, I will do a little edit into my notes down below, but this was just so cute. Now keep in mind, this is all single crochets, so it does take a bit to make it. Look how long it is. See, not only is it too wide, and maybe it's just my head, maybe I just have a smaller head, and maybe this is perfect for everybody else. I also feel like it's kind of low, but again, maybe it's just because it's bigger. So if you make this and you follow the pattern and the sizing works out great for you, please let me know. But like I said, I'm gonna do some little modifications for myself and see how this works. But I do have a sweater video coming up for you. I'm trying to get things completed before I finish that for you. But if there's anything else that you want me to make, or you have suggestions, or there's things that you were wanting to see, or you have questions on something, let me know, and I'm always happy to do those videos. I actually love it because I feel like I just do the same things and I get tired of doing the same things. I feel like it's kind of boring. I think that's why I kind of like this. Like, I did make quite a few bucket hats for the summer, but this winter one I think is so cute. And I don't usually do a yarn like this. I've never used the latte cakes before. Let me tell you, this is so soft, so soft. I like the idea of the softness. It's really squishy. This is a bulky 5, even though it doesn't seem like it. Let me see if I can get a strand out. So it's really like an Aran weight strand, but I think they're counting with all the fibers and everything. And so this did take a 5.5 millimeter hook to do the hat. And so even though it is all single crochet, it does go at least a little bit faster because it's with a 5.5 millimeter. But now that I have used this, I don't hate it. And I also think what would be really cute would be like either a scarf or a cowl. I'm kind of into the cowl idea because I don't have to worry about wrapping the scarf and everything like that. So you let me know what you think. The pattern that they actually had on the label is for a scarf, and it says that it takes 2 balls. Like I said, I think I may attempt to do a cowl instead. Now this recommends a 6.5 millimeter for this size yarn, but I do know that this pattern specifically was a 5.5. So again, I will see if I can find this and link it below. If I cannot, just know that it's like at Michael's, and or if you really can't find it, I can send you the picture. I know that I can't post that picture in my messages or in my description. So if that's something you want, let me know. I can email it to you. But yeah, that's what I have. So let me know what you want us to do next. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know what, oh goodness, there's just so many things. Like right now we're already getting into fall, and then it's gonna be winter. This year has gone so fast. I can't even believe that it's October. We only have 3 months left. And so let me know what you're starting to plan for 2026. It's crazy to me. And I hope you guys, again, are doing absolutely wonderful, and I will see you all next time. Bye.